Making a film can feel like a miracle. This series demystifies the entire filmmaking process. In our previous episode, we looked at post-production. Today, we'll see how the final product gets sold to an audience, and what a filmmaker can do to maximize the number of viewers for their movie.
Well, get them into the theater. Come on. All you need is a trailer moment.
These are the stages of filmmaking. Marketing.
It's a bear! It's a bear!
Before we start spreading the word, don't forget to subscribe to StudioBinder and enable notifications to catch future episodes in this series. Today, we're joined by seasoned movie marketing executive David Edwards and independent key artist Eric Rees. Now, it's time to channel our inner Don Draper. Let's begin. Marketing is critical to the commercial success of a movie. Most movies cost a lot of money, and marketing is necessary to make that money back. David Edwards explains what marketing means.
It's kind of a catch-all term. A good friend of mine once said, nobody knows what it is, and that's why they call it marketing, because it's very broad. And basically, in the case of movies, it's making sure that a movie's on screen and that they're aware and hopefully encouraged and interested in seeing it. Ultimately, it's where a film goes from being a self-contained piece of art to being a sort of broadly accessible piece of culture.
A marketer must build anticipation for a film, targeting the right people and generating interest so that a film gets as large an audience as possible. Marketing can be expensive, so it is crucial that a project has a portion of its budget set aside for the pivotal stage. This portion is called the prints and advertising budget. For bigger studio films, a typical marketing budget might be 50% of the film's production costs. In some cases, advertising can cost even more than the film itself. Get Out, for example, was made for a reported $4.5 million, while its estimated marketing budget was $30 million. Considering the film made over $255 million worldwide, it was money well spent.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Typically, the marketing stage is led by a studio or distributor's chief marketing officer or president of marketing. Their vision will be executed by the marketing manager, who should be skilled at identifying a target audience interest and developing a strategy. They are often aided by marketing assistants. Advertising agencies may also be contracted to lend expertise and resources. Marketing can take many different shapes, varying wildly depending on the type of film and its budget. Marketing is also a rapidly evolving field. With the internet, smart marketing can result in overnight viral phenoms. Let's look closer at the different types of marketing. Great marketing doesn't depend on one method for building awareness. First, there are various media streams that can be generated to gain attention. These streams can be divided into three types of media: paid, earned, and owned. Paid media refers to advertisements and trailers, which the marketing team must directly pay for.
It's ad space. It could be a Super Bowl spot. It could be a billboard or a bus bench space that you're buying, for a month or two. It could be boosted social media posts in feed. I am buying a defined amount of impressions or video views or whatever it may be. There's a guarantee against it, and it's achieved, through a transaction.
Earned media is content generated by word of mouth and third-party sources, like reviews and social media reactions. A marketing team can encourage earned media, but it isn't completely within their control.
Anytime something goes viral, that's earned media. It's basically hit the slipstream of social commentary and conversation, and it's been shared because there's a quality to it that people want to discuss and share. And then hopefully headlines and conversation around your film is generated and earned through the activity within the campaign.
Owned media often refers to branches within a studio's company that can promote the movie. For example, a Marvel movie may be covered by ABC, which would count as owned media since both properties are owned by Disney.
Owned media, that could be the studio's TikTok channel, which they don't pay to post on, but when they do post, often it reaches million or 5 million or 20 million people. And, you can do that without having to pay to play.
It can also refer to a studio's social media accounts, as well as content created during production, including on-set interviews and behind-the-scenes footage. This media is typically overseen by the electronic press kit producer. The EPK producer will work with the marketing manager to build out all of the content they think they'll need for the press kit, and coordinate with the assistant director to figure out where to put BTS cameras on set. There are a few materials nearly every marketing strategy requires. The first is the trailer, which is put together by a trailer editor. A trailer is vital for generating interest. Great trailers capture the tone and characters of a film while emphasizing its hook. What makes the movie unique? Why should an audience want to see it? By design, a trailer should leave an audience wanting more. A larger movie with more built-in anticipation may release a teaser before a full trailer. TV spots are often shorter, but both are designed to maximize intrigue. A marketing campaign also relies on strong and clear visuals, collectively known as key art. Key artist Eric Rees explains.
The key art is supposed to tell the entire story of the movie in a single image. If you can encapsulate the idea of the story in a takeaway, like when you walk out and you go, oh, now that makes sense, you did your job.
This includes posters, billboards, bus ads, as well as online banners and social media posts. The poster is created by a poster designer.
So a poster designer designs the poster, but that's an antiquated term because now we're streaming, right? So really what you're doing is you're making the piece of art that somebody gravitates towards, that hopefully you want to hang on your wall if it was a piece of art, but really nowadays it's what makes you stop scrolling and click on it.
And like a trailer, it should convey the theme of a movie and highlight reasons an audience should see it.
It should tell the story of the movie. If it can't do that, it should grab your attention. It should stop you in your tracks.
A movie poster might forefront a popular actor, an alluring premise, a catchy tagline, or a filmmaker with a track record of success. If a film has received positive critical attention, its poster may include quotes from critics or film festival accolades. Today, a good marketing team must be good at digital marketing. Most films will build up a significant online presence before being released. This means having their own social media accounts and website. The goal of these accounts is to generate word-of-mouth buzz. It may release intriguing BTS content or amplify teaser and trailer releases. Different social media platforms may be better for different content. Instagram, for example, is better for poppy visuals captured by the unit stills photographer, who is hired on set to take high-quality images of scenes. Facebook, meanwhile, is better for targeted ads. And TikTok is best for building and engaging with trends. Marketing teams may also use influencers who align with their target audience to promote their film. Stars, too, often have large followings online, so having them promote the film on their accounts can be extremely useful. This is usually coordinated through an actor's publicist, who schedules their appearances on talk shows, interviews, and popular social media accounts. Actors will also partake in press junkets, where publicists schedule a series of interviews with various news outlets in a single location. Typically, a press kit will be sent out to journalists and other respected voices in order to build word of mouth. A unit publicist will usually put together press releases and work as a liaison with a film set to schedule press visits. Press screenings are held exclusively for critics to hopefully generate positive word of mouth. Advanced promotional screenings and sneak previews are also great ways to build anticipation directly with fans. Movies with the potential to win high-profile awards like Golden Globes or Oscars may also run for your consideration campaigns to encourage voters to select their film. If the film does win some of these coveted awards, there is often a renewed marketing campaign highlighting the recent accolades. Studios may also resort to showy publicity stunts. The movie Smile paid actors to grin creepily at cameras during sporting events. In some cases, these can actually backfire, like when the marketing for Mission Impossible 3 inadvertently created a bomb scare in LA. Larger films will often also build awareness through product tie-ins, like Happy Meal toys, action figures, or video games. These tie-ins can work as marketing and generate revenue.
I mean, look at all that cheddar.
There are countless ways a marketing team can build hype around a film. But all these methods may be a waste of money without being streamlined into a coherent marketing plan. Marketing plans can look very different depending on the movie. Marketing an indie film, for example, is vastly different from marketing a blockbuster.
The biggest differences between studio marketing and marketing for an indie release, obviously budget is probably the number one thing, but with that and sort of by extension, it's access and it's resources.
Typically, indie films do not utilize wide-reaching but expensive mediums like television commercials. They will rely more on social media and word of mouth generated by reviews, targeting a more specific audience. They also often employ outside independent marketing agencies, such as David Edwards' Thanks Pictures. Big studios, meanwhile, typically are vertically integrated, meaning they have an in-house marketing arm. For their blockbusters, these studios will use a 360-degree marketing approach, attempting to reach as many people as possible. This effort is typically reserved for what are regarded as four-quadrant movies. Movies that cover the entirety of a quadrant table divided by male and female, and over and under 25 years old.
So it's really an all ages sort of crowd pleaser, all audiences film. They're trying to kind of, ride the line and make sure everybody feels welcome and invited. Whereas like a 2-quad movie, for example, might be a movie that only appeals to older audiences or only appeals to men. Certainly there are lots of women that want to see them, but generally speaking, you're going to over-index with a male audience. And so that's where the marketing money goes, and that's where the resources are committed.
Identifying a film's potential audience is crucial when developing a marketing plan. Marketers will divide a theoretical audience into 3 categories. The target audience, or core audience, is the group of people that a marketing team is most certain will want to see a film. The secondary audience, or opportunity audience, is the audience that might end up seeing the movie but wouldn't be as motivated. The tertiary audience is the least interested group. But if the movie becomes a hit, they may develop curiosity about it. Deciding on who falls into what audience is a result of demographic research. Psychographic research is also useful for a marketing plan. This refers to targeting an audience based on lifestyle choices, politics, income, and other individualized elements. All this research can help a marketing team understand the potential box office for a film. which in turn tells them how much money they should be spending on advertising. It can also inform a marketing team on whether people will actually go to the theatre for a film, or if they will wait for it to stream. This can affect the timeline of their marketing strategy. Of course, the quality of the movie itself will also dictate some of the marketing strategy. If a marketing team anticipates negative reviews for a film, they may not provide any screenings before the official release. So bad word of mouth doesn't sour the opening weekend. A smart marketing plan is equally important for the smallest indie and the biggest blockbuster. Effective marketing can result in exponential dividends at the box office. Let's look at a few examples of successful marketing campaigns. Great marketing campaigns often require the ability to think outside the box.
We would love it if you could just get into that giant box.
Get that Barbie!
The Barbie marketing team engaged in several publicity stunts. Warner Brothers Discovery created a unique take on the owned media approach, creating a reality TV series, Barbie Dreamhouse Challenge, on its channel HGTV. The team also built a real-world Barbie Dreamhouse in Malibu and put up blank pink billboards around the world, which only had the release date for the film. Studios can also use marketing to expand their films' worlds. Toy Story 3 released fake commercials for some of the toys in the film. The Dark Knight team created an alternate reality game designed to build maximum intrigue for the movie's release. Ex Machina got attention for creating a fake Tinder account for one of its primary characters. This generated awareness in Austin, Texas, before its South by Southwest premiere, as well as hinted at some of the key themes in the film. But creative marketing isn't only the domain of big-budget blockbusters. Paranormal Activity, which was shot for only $15,000, used footage of test screenings with terrified audience members to create interest. I'm Still Here used its star power in a unique way, making it unclear if Joaquin Phoenix had, in fact, lost his mind.
What do you have them on?
I'm sorry,
What do you gas them up with?
Which in turn made audiences more interested in the faux documentary. With foreign movies, marketing teams face additional challenges, often not having the benefit of recognizable stars. David Edwards and his team worked on Godzilla -1, which became a smash success as the highest-grossing Japanese film in US history. The film was released in Japan to celebrate the franchise's 70th anniversary, November 3rd, 2023. And Edwards and his team were confident it could play well in the US. Alongside Toho International, the marketers utilized Japanese-created assets like trailers and posters and localized them for the US, as well as creating their own trailers that debuted the same day as the Japanese release. The team created additional material for IMAX, 4DX, and Dolby Cinema, including new posters and teasers. Digital marketing was also crucial. Partnerships were created with online outlets like IGN and Corridor Digital. The film also had various social media accounts which often used clips from the entire Godzilla franchise, hoping to excite the sizable fan community. Anticipation was further stoked by a US premiere in Los Angeles on November the 10th, which was attended by director Takashi Yamazaki and star Ryonosuke Kamiki, as well as an early access fan event on November the 29th. The film was then released on December the 1st in 1,800 theaters. This was much closer to the Japanese release than with previous Godzilla movies. The team hoped this smaller gap would keep the excitement of the film going, and they did not ask theaters to commit to a specific run since they were confident the film would stay on screens with a strong performance. This turned out to be true, and Godzilla Minus One enjoyed a lengthy theatrical run. By its second week, the film was expanded to 2,500 theaters. The run was extended even more by the release of G1 Minus Color, a black and white version of the film. This version was also marketed heavily with its own trailers and posters, and was released in US theaters for 1 week. The marketing team then ran an FYC campaign for Best VFX, and successfully secured an Academy Award nomination. Godzilla Minus One's success in the US shows the importance of smart marketing, generating word-of-mouth hype through a variety of media.
あれはゴジラ?
Making a movie is a grueling process, so it's important that when it's finished, someone sees it. That's why marketing shouldn't be treated as an afterthought. A great movie can only be deemed as great by an audience, and an audience only shows up if a movie's been marketed. When it's time to market your own project, use StudioBinder to create a key art gallery and schedule your marketing campaign. Subscribe and enable notifications to see our next entry in the Stages of Filmmaking series, Distribution, where a film is finally presented to an audience. And be sure to check out the StudioBinder Academy channel for in-depth interviews with industry professionals like David Edwards and Eric Rees, and step-by-step tutorials. Goodbye for now. Time to build your audience.